and welcome once again to Toy Soldiers Old School.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Oh. Stepped on the goddamn cord again. Hello, welcome once again to... No, still can't hear me.
Still can't hear you.
I can hear her.
I can hear her just fine.
You're kind of buzzing, Aaron.
Yeah. It's leaned on the cord. Is that better?
Yep.
Test.
I can hear you, Rowan.
Can you hear you, Rowan?
Rowan, do you have the stream muted?
Well, anyway, while Rowan figures it out, I might as well talk since it seems
I think it's my problem.
Good. Welcome once again to Toy Soldiers Old School. This is episode 63. I'm calling it On the Brink. Can you believe 63 episodes already, guys? Like, what happened? Anyway,
Yeah, no.
No, you're still having trouble?
You still can't hear Sable at all.
Check. Sorry, guys. We appear to be having audio technical difficulties.
I'm gonna have to reboot my headset.
Okay. Any rate, while she's doing that, my name is Diane Morrison. I'm known online as Sable Aradia. I am the creator of the Toy Soldier Saga. I sometimes game master this game. I'm really not sure who's game mastering today. Aaron and I are kind of trading it back and forth. Now that everybody's actually where they're supposed to be, I have to move everything around, but that's all right. Yes, when I am not game mastering, I play Captain Celine Wintermist. She is in charge of this group, the Voidchasers. Right, we are a division of the Avalonian Imperial Marine Corps. She joined in order to see the universe, maybe help some people out along the way, because she is an idealistic young priestess of the Star Goddess. She was not expecting to go to war, but here we are. My and her pronouns are she or they. We are going to go to Erin next, I think, while Rowan figures out what's going on with her system.
Okay, my name's Aaron. I go online by Aaron, which is spelled exactly as it sounds. Oh, fuck. Oh, better?
Yes, thank you.
My name is Aaron. I go online by Aaron Ree, which is spelled exactly as it sounds, R-I-G-H. I play the part of Ravel Sunfall, a character destined to become the father of the protagonist of the Toy Soldier Saga. And he's a little bit of a prat nobleman, becoming less of a prat every day, and proving himself in the field of war. Our pronouns are he, they.
Yeah, that's buzzy again, dear. It was fine, and then it wasn't.
It's my cord.
It's your cord.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get sound back, Ron? Okay. Cool. Why don't you do the next introduction then?
Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Lady Von Vin Starsong. I apologize. I've got pain brain today, guys. Sorry. She's our party's happy-go-lucky Druidess who inserts a little bit of wisdom here and there, and she joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to see space and the stars and fly on starseed ships, which are amazing, and new planets, new creatures, and she's found some family, transitioned to the Marines and bug suits, and a couple boyfriends, and life is good. Her pronouns are she, her, and so are mine.
Awesome. All right, and Chris?
Hi, I'm Chris. I play the part of Arian. He's the slightly older grizzled, ex-enlisted guy. He's the, as I like to call him, the OM of this group, the original Marine, and he sees it as his job to teaching these youngsters how to be Marines and keep them alive. And our pronouns are he, him.
Awesome. And Siobhan?
Hello, I'm Siobhan I'll be playing the part of
Don't call me
Don't-
Lilas Winterland.
Yep. He's an altruistic elf who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy out of family duty, and has since been shifted over to the Marine Corps as part of the Armored Division, but was looking at starting an intelligence branch of the Navy, but has decided that it's going to go more black ops, which does include intelligence gathering. So, my pronouns are she, her, his, or he, they.
Awesome. And Blake?
Hi, I'm Blake. I'll be playing the part of Crowley, a Phoenok, a feline-like race of my own creation. He joined the Navy along with his friend Yasma after she rescued him from some slavers and whatnot, and he's having some grand adventures. And we'll see what comes next. Our pronouns are he, him.
Awesome. And last but not least, Dawn.
Hi, I'm Dawn. I play the part of Lieutenant Yasma Snowwind. I was an orphan who joined the Navy on a whim, and since then I've found my father and sisters, and making lots of friends, and even have a man, and yeah, lots of interesting things going on there. Oh, and I'm a shifter. I can turn into a tiger. That's pretty cool. Yeah, my pronouns and hers are she, her.
Awesome. We also are joined by our chat crew. This is something that I think is unique to our campaign. With a 100,000 point channel point reward, you can select I want to play. And that lets you either create or,
Signed.
reorganize to your liking an NPC who then becomes kind of a semi-PC and is often asked to get involved in the game. And I see that there are a lot of our chat crew is here tonight, including Barbarossa, which he hasn't been, so I'm really glad to see him. Thank you very much. And we have a Hail Hydrate and a posture check. Thank you very much, Hail Hydrate.
Posture sucks.
So I'm going to apologize in advance, guys. Apparently we're all a little bit tired or scattered today through either various lack of sleep, recovering from November, or, otherwise kind of, just we're not at our best today. I apologize for that. The game could end up getting very scattered and off track, or it could end up being bizarrely hilarious, or it could end up being gratuitously violent. One of these three things is almost guaranteed to happen. Which one remains to be seen? So either you're in for, some squirreling, or you're in for a hell of a lot of giggles or a great fight. Right? So, it's kind of a crapshoot.
Have a lot of giggles through a great fight.
Yeah, or a lot of giggles through a great fight. That could well be. So, we're going to find out. And tally ho, intelligence officers report.
Right. Intelligence officers report supplemental. When last we left our heroes, we've been approached by one of the heads of the Dragon Syndicate. And in exchange for trying to get get him a bug suit that he could reverse engineer for his guards, he was going to give us some guns, some of those nice air compressor guns of the goblins. We haven't decided whether or not we are going to get the bug suit, but he still loaned us the guns for the battle. And that's pretty much where we are.
Yeah, that is where we are. Thank you. Hi, Python. Good to see you. Python has brought up a question which is also relevant, which I often forget to remind people of if they're just joining our audience, and that is that we also have a channel point reward option for reroll. You may reroll for any action once. There may be up to 2 rerolls used for any given action for either wheel or woe for player or DM, right? Or go GM in this case because it's Pathfinder. And if you can load them up in advance if you want. If once the game is over, however, if they haven't been spent, they're gone. I'm quiet? Really? Everyone always says I'm so loud. Okay, I will turn up the volume. How is that? Is that better? Or shall we turn it up more?
There is also one caveat to that.
Oh yes, we've also decided natural 1s and natural 20s cannot be rerolled. You must accept the results of those. So, oh, and my iCrit thing is not on my phone anymore, damn it.
I have it on mine.
Okay, good. Yes, because I had to replace my phone.
You can bring me your phone, I'll download it for you.
Cool, I'll do that in first break. We really should have a command explaining how rerolls work. Sobs? How come, Python? You wanted to reroll natural 1s and natural 20s if the characters get them and go, ha, not so good. Yep, following orders is much more straightforward in the Navy, says Magpie. All the rules written down and they never change. Exactly. Yes, I'm glad to see Magpie here. She moved to Hawaii over the past week, so.
Who did?
Magpie.
Magpie moved to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that she's back up and running already is pretty awesome.
I hope Magpie really likes the beach.
Yep.
I lived in Hawaii for almost 2 years, and you have to really, really like the beach to enjoy living there.
And you don't, I take it.
It just wore thin on me after a while.
Magpie, how's the blizzard warnings down there?
I take you don't surf, Chris?
Oh, I boogie boarded a lot. It just, you can only do so much of it, right?
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah, you know what I do is take my notebook to the beach. Anyway. Because I'm a writer, and that's what I do. That's fun for me.
But then it would get filled with sand while you're trying to type.
No. I mean, you don't take it anywhere near the water, of course. Make sure you go with someone so they can keep an eye on it. All right, so yes, that is where we were, and we were making a decision about what to do about this offer. We've been offered goblin air rifles, which we've been trying to get our hands on, in exchange for one of the elven bug suits. Well, gnomish bug suits, actually. So...
And it was suggested that, maybe the goblins would sit out this battle. And I also remember Daz suggested that we send lots and lots and lots of pastries.
Yep.
Don't tell them they're coming, just send a big old crate of pastries.
Yep, not a bad idea, actually. Okay, having not being nearly as exhausted as I was last week, because Game of Tomes is over, at least for the moment. I now have a very clear idea of what Celine is going to do. Celine says, well, one thing is for sure. If we do happen to agree to this offer, then neither I nor Von Vin nor Yasma can have anything to do with it, she says. And therefore, I think we're going to leave the room now. Have fun. And she leaves the room.
Perhaps I should accompany you, ma'am, given my position with Kanafi.
Perhaps you should. Good idea.
I do believe, says Bonvin, that there's a nice little bar nearby.
I think there was. Let's go find it, she says. I could definitely use a drink right about now.
Sounds like a plan.
And
Legitimately,
away they all
legitimately
go.
gives the directions back to the bar that they went to originally that the guy was at.
Right. Yeah, they're like, yeah. Anyway, they go to the bar.
Yeah, not the bar that we met the goblins
No,
at, okay?
no,
No,
different bar.
somewhere relatively near to where we are parked.
As a matter of fact, Celine kind of makes a point of going to a Marines bar so that we can be seen.
Good point.
The ball is now in your court, gentlemen. What will you do?
Okay.
And ladies, because I imagine that, Madrimlian being male, Madrimlian's player is female, and therefore, yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Well, the Dragon Syndicate has the resources to get a hold of one of these suits one way or the other. And I would say quite soon. If they really want it, they'll have it one way or the other. So if they have to go out on their own and get it, we lose the chance at these rifles that could turn the tide of many battles in our favor. Now,
You muted, honey.
That, and he said he'd sit the goblins out of this battle.
right? That right there in its entirety self, it makes a difference.
And to be honest, as my aide has said, there are other ways to get things done. They'll do this sort of thing for a price. See, she can go talk to them as a former member of the crew and see how they're doing. Pass along information so even we have our hands clean.
Well,
I'd rather have
if
Crowley
you want to
involved
keep
in
your
this somewhere.
Oh no, I still want Crowley involved, yes, Crowley and Daz. But what I'm saying
if you
is,
want to keep your hands clean, Madrimlian, then you best leave the room and go to the bar.
Hey, go
Oh,
to the
no.
bar, Madrim, if you want to keep your hands clean.
I
That's fine.
can't keep my hands clean of this
Well,
because
there you
somebody
go.
has to. No, what I'm saying is there
Somebody
are
has
ways
to.
to defer or dispel. Is what I'm trying to say. Attention.
Sorry, excuse me. Magpie would like to know if Nimlin and Daz are still present.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Barbarossa suggested, what if we gave him a modded bug suit that had a high fail chance? Wink, wink.
No, says Crowley. That is not an
Oh,
option.
he did say OOC. This was a suggestion from a party member to the party members, right? Not the character to the character. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That would be bad. Screwing over this guy is not the kind of thing you want to do. He's not the kind of guy you want to have gunning directly for you. But he could be a good ally.
I believe so. I'd be willing to stake my life on that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Crowley?
Yeah.
We can get the suit. That's not a problem. You gonna
What do you
deliver it?
mean?
Well, we just get one of the spares. I have 2 spares.
Okay.
We give one of them to him.
Well, if you've got a spare, then we can pack it up, and I can pack it into my hutch and discreetly deliver it. But as the captain said, she wanted to leave answer until after the next battle. So what is the group consensus? Do we deliver on our end now, or do we wait till after the battle?
It wasn't the battle, actually. She just wanted to see that the guns got there first. The guns that he promised to
Okay,
offer us
okay.
as
I
in part of good
misunderstood.
faith. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. We were having sound problems near the end. I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, well, and the guns have arrived?
Oh, yeah.
Then it's best if we hold up our end.
Yep. Well,
So Crowley will, get the hutch ready.
Don't forget the pastries.
Won't forget the pastries.
yep.
Put that all in the hutch, close it up, and well,
Take Raja with you.
okay. Yeah, I'll go get Raja from the hold and say, hey, let's go. We got something to do.
Or he licks his nose.
Corporal?
Nimlin offers to have Daz and her fake a trail of smuggling.
Mm.
Not necessary.
Yeah, he will be a pain in the
All
butt
right.
no matter what she says. It just depends on whether the pain comes with benefits or not.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, Bozen Oleander taps Barbarossa on the shoulder, gives a list of a few jobs to help fix up the catapult a bit. I like your initiative, sailor, he says with a smile. Barbarossa looks over the list before grabbing a small brown bag with an anchor emblem on it and rushes to the catapult deck to get to it. So, he's joining the gun crew. Well, the catapult crew, the siege weapon crew.
Corporal? Keep an eye on
Okay,
him.
well, if that's all, then I'll be on my way. I shall return shortly.
Okay. I'm gonna come about halfway with you, so I'm close enough that I can come. Just
Okay,
go that.
sounds good.
And my drum man should come along too. Maybe we should link your mind with it just in case.
Oh, I don't believe that'll be necessary. I don't believe anything untoward will happen from this point out.
No, I don't either, but it's always best to be cautious.
Fair enough.
Yeah, in the meantime, for the most part, the ladies and Arian are at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Celine is just honestly gonna do her best to relax and try to have a couple drinks before the war. Right? She just wants to be seen.
Yeah, hang out. maybe play some cards, have some drinks.
Celine is difficult to play cards against. She tends to seem to have a feeling about what's coming.
Arian starts an arm wrestling contest.
Nice.
That just means that Vonvin doesn't bet more than copper and helps sucker other people into losing their money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might as well, bilk people. We know Arian's gonna win. Hey, Gala, yes, you're missing crime. In the meantime, I guess Crowley takes the suit and heads off to the grandfather.
Okay.
Okay. This time when you get down there, they tell you that he's in his office
Okay.
and he'd like to see you there.
Okay.
You're led through another series of hallways, which seem to be designed to try to confuse people as to exactly where they are under here.
Okay.
Right before you kind of take into a rather ostentatious looking office, right? With two big, they look for all the world like 7-foot goblins standing at the door on the inside, right?
Okay.
They got huge war mauls that they've got resting their heads on the ground. The heads of the war mauls.
Yeah.
They're obviously door guards. Right? And you see a blue-skinned goblin. Looks exactly like the grandfather, only he's a blue-skinned goblin.
Okay.
He smiles at you and he says, Crowley, I thought it best that we meet in my actual form.
Fair enough, grandfather.
He says, so, have you come with good news?
I have come with good news. I also come with our side of the bargain.
That is good news. Says, the goblins will not fight for Evergreen.
Excellent. Thank you.
But not think that's going to save Evergreen. It'll just make it a lot less bloody.
Okay. War was always going to be bloody.
Always is.
And on that note, grandfather, I'll take out my key and open up a door on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting, he says.
Yeah, I had it made. It's absolutely excellent. All the creature comforts of home in your pocket.
Nice, he says.
And he'll lead grandfather in to come get the suit.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll say, and I was told to bring this as well as a gift. And I'll grab the crate of pastries and bring it out.
He opens it up and then he laughs. Says, somebody's been talking to my goblin friends. Goblins like treats like this, he says. We do, he says. Who am I kidding?
Nothing wrong with a good treat.
He says, you've done me a solid today. This will not be forgotten. Welcome
Thank
to the
you,
syndicate.
grandfather. Thank you, grandfather.
He says he gives you a signet.
Okay.
He says press it to the wall in any alley. And if the Dragon Syndicate is there, they'll see the mark. You'll see it when you press it on there. But it's not
Okay.
visible to anybody but the Dragon Syndicate.
Thank you, grandfather. That will be greatly helpful.
If you need to get a hold of us, we are everywhere. We are ubiquitous. Like goblins. He says with a laugh.
Most excellent, grandfather.
All right, Crowley. He says, thank you for making my day.
You're welcome. I'm sure this will be a very, very lucrative partnership.
I certainly hope so, because money talks, friend.
Always.
Time is money, he says.
Yes, sir. And on that note, I must be on my way.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, grandfather.
Yeah, the guy outside the door says, I'll show you out.
Thank you.
You also know now that you're wearing the signet ring, the signet ring doesn't actually have a signet on it. It's just a gold band.
Okay.
Right? But you can see like indicators telling you where to go in the hallway.
Okay.
In the maze of their warren.
There's markers that become visible by wearing the ring.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Ooh, cartel decoder ring, says Daz.
Cartel decoder ring.
It comes with gobble maps, says Chris.
I like it.
Quill, Nimmelin, buy me whiskey. It's so good. Nimmelin, who's been giving you whiskey? Yeah, just catching up on stuff in the chat crew that has been missed here. Right?
Whistles innocently.
Yeah. So Daz and Nimmelin are apparently coming up with an emergency backup plan of some kind.
All right.
Barbarossa begins working with a few of the more competent siege crewmen and begins working that fancy gnomish engineering magic on the elven catapults. Yeah, actually, I'm sure there's stuff you can find. This spring could be tightened up. That,
Pensioner could be,
could be ratcheted a bit, etc. This rope needs replacing. Yeah. Stretch wants to know if we're still at the palace. I don't believe we are we?
No.
Yeah.
And Aaron, Lord Galakron would like a goblin father plushie.
Yep. Yep. Hey, you know what?
Godfather plushie.
Go tell people to read my book. When it becomes a bestseller, I can buy shit like that and market it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that Gala doesn't tell people about my book. I know he does. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Banshee. Yeah, so eventually I guess people kind of conglomerate back at the ship. Hello, Banshee. Would you like something?
Yep.
Besides there's a dog trying to climb into my lap. Has she been fed? Hi. Hi. Yes. Hi. Yes.
I have no idea, babe.
There is food in her dish, yes.
You're cute. What are you begging me for? You want shepherd's pie?
No, you've got a camera on.
Are you hamming it up? Are you hamming it up? Yeah.
If you notice, whenever somebody is streaming, she has to be in their lap or
She's a
right, they can see it on the camera.
you're a good dog. I love you too. Yes, I do. Yeah. Yeah.
Crappy Goblin, the friendliest lobster in the stars.
Gal's like immediately scrambles to tell all the people. Yeah, she is a show dog for sure. She's a ham right to the core. Yes, baby. Hi.
Hamster wheel clocking mechanisms.
This is clearly an I want something. Well, I'm not playing right now. I'm gaming. Yeah, and I'm streaming too. Yeah. There's no play right now.
She's like, but Auntie, you're playing. Why can't I play?
Yeah, I know. The problem is she's too smart for her own good, and she recognizes the word, right? And since we use the same word for RPGs as we do for horsing around with her binky, right, or a ball, clearly that's what she thinks is going on. Yep, that's what she thinks is going on. That's a binky. You're hilarious. All right. Well, I can play tug anyway while we're doing this, I suppose. All right, so I imagine that since they're just hanging out in the bar and drinking, yeah, you guys managed to bilk a couple of people, encouraging them to bet against Arian, because we know. Of course, any of the regular Marines are like, no, ma'am, I'm not taking on that. Nope, that I recognize Lieutenant Mithras, or ma'am, I'm yeah, no.
I recognize bows and Mithrases when I see him. You can put him in an officer's uniform. It's still bows and Mithrases.
Yeah, and he can kick my ass, so no way, ma'am. Yeah.
There's got to be a couple of guys who are bigger than Arian in the Marines.
Not many.
Not a lot. How big is he?
He's so big that they run from him.
He's got a 19 strength. Well, I don't know if he's put any points in it since.
Give me a sec here.
Don't mind me, I'm having a tug with the dog. Yes.
And that was after she jumped on the bed.
Yeah.
Arian is 5'11" with a 21 strength.
Jesus. Okay, so people look at him and they go, what the hell do they feed you?
Anything he asks for.
Space tuna, says Bonvin nonchalantly.
The gentleman walks into the bar and goes, space tuna? Hell, he's been eating space whale.
Our polar bear's pretty good.
Mammoth.
Well, the beer here is pretty good, says Celine, sliding the pitcher towards people just coming in.
And so are the pastries, says Bonvin.
The pastries really are excellent, she says. Oh, yeah, can we get another plate of those, please? Thank you.
Coming right up, says the girl. She's a bouncy, probably 45-year-old elf girl.
Right.
Who serves tables here. Her mom runs the place. They don't own it, but her mom runs the place, so.
Right.
It's owned by some Alfar lord who never is here.
Poor Banshee, she's giving me this just hopeful look. This is a bad time, I'm streaming. Yeah, I shouldn't have left the door open, I guess, eh? Yeah. Yeah. So you guys have some pastries and a couple of beers, you know.
Yep.
Everybody's a bit subdued because they all know that trouble's coming.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person myself. I don't know about you guys, and this is, IRL details, so it tends to reflect in my characters. The waiting is worse than the disaster, right?
Oh yeah.
I hate, I would rather know the world is about to come to an apocalyptic crash than think it might. You know what I mean? It's just, the stress is so hard, So,
Yeah, I'd rather have the emergency problem to solve because then I have something to do.
yeah, exactly. So Celine is quiet, right? So if it's that you guys are kind of waiting for her to facilitate conversation, she isn't much.
Ma'am, if you're that bored and that concerned about it, why don't we go out and do something about it? That's what we do.
I'm listening, she says. What's your thoughts, Lieutenant?
Well, we have one of the fastest helmswomen in the fleet, it appears. We have one of the
Mary
most
Hammond just
visible
looks
ships.
innocent.
Why don't we go see where they're at?
You know what? You're right. There's probably not very much likelihood that they'll catch us, even if they spot us, is there?
And maybe we can do some good.
Good idea. Let's go. She says she downs the rest of her beer and gets up.
Yep. Finish beverage, grab extra grab all the pastries.
Yep,
We
grab all
ordered
the...
them.
Yeah, she's taking pastries too. She's been a Marine long enough now. The food comes with us. We
Yep.
don't leave the food. Yeah.
Yeah, Germany's grabbing pastries too.
So basically, 4 or 5 of you start reaching into the plate and grabbing up all the pastries.
And Arian yells out, belay that. You are not taking apricot pastries aboard my ship on the eve of a battle. I'm sorry.
No apricots on a ship on the eve of a battle.
Right. Start wolfing them down fast.
All right, let's eat them. Yep, they eat them before they go.
Eat them on the way to the ship.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Sound us out so that people will come back to the ship.
Yep.
Bang the bell 3 times. Right. One thing you learn when you're in the Navy is what the sound of your ship's bell sounds like. Right? You can pick yours out over everybody's. Right? So when you hear the ship's bell, you head back to the ship.
And I imagine this being the Avalonian Navy, there's probably something that affects it and spreads it across the port.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Celine says, do you get the feeling that we're just making our own orders?
Yep.
It's the pointy hat, isn't it?
Probably.
Probably in that they don't know what to do with us yet, man.
Yeah.
Is there someone you think we ought to notify that we're going out to do this? She says.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Give me just a moment. And he whips out a piece of paper and writes out, and unless otherwise directed, the crew and ship Voidchaser shall depart port at this time, maintaining comm silence and not responding to any hails until we've completed our mission and reported back. We shall go scout the position of the enemy fleet and see if there are any targets of opportunity. And then he seals it up and has you put your little seal on it.
Yep.
And hands it to one of the dock messengers and says, there you go, man.
Yep. To who, sir? To who, sir?
Oh, to Marine Command.
All right. He runs off.
And there you go, ma'am. All done.
Perfect, she says. Thank you very much. She's kind of smirking to herself. Because she knows how opposite procedure that is, and people are going to be like, what? Yeah, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah, and the worst thing is by the time they respond, we're already off planet.
Yep, that's right. That was exactly what Arian set that up for.
Besides that, as they told Arian before, who is going to countermand us when we bring our own order?
Well, there is that. Well, truthfully, she says, to answer that question, if we were in Draconian space, I have no doubt that Admiral Celestis would have the call, she says. He would have the iron constitution to do that, she says.
Well, isn't Rear Admiral Sunfall in charge of this part of the fleet right now?
I do believe he is, she says.
Well, so my dad's not going to know the countermand. Captain Wintermist. Either of them. He's a coward.
I hope not, because our lives may depend on his actions, she says.
Nah, he's not a coward. I'm a liar. Okay. Don't ever believe that. He's not a coward. That's one thing he is not.
No, but he probably is political, says Fontaine.
Yes.
He may have no idea who we actually are.
It's possible, says Bonvin.
Do you really think the Mithril don't talk to each other that much, ma'am?
No. No, I don't. She says.
Yeah. I'm sure they're all sitting in some smoke-filled officers' club right now, bitching about us.
They probably are, aren't they? They can't exactly clamp down on us as long as we're continuing to get results. But we're
so I guess we better not fuck up.
Yeah, that's right. It does mean that we can't fuck up, because as soon as we do, everything's going to come down on our heads.
Well, I haven't looked at the absolutely latest edition of the Marines Field Manual, but I don't remember it saying anything about, standard operating procedures and standing orders for special operations ships in the latest edition that I've read. And that one came out like right before we left for Draconia, so I doubt they've gotten around to updating it quite yet, man. And that's why we're getting so much slack, really. I think it's that they don't know what to do with us because nobody's put it on paper and said, this is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, we haven't been around long enough for them to even clue into what the heck are they doing anyway.
Or in one place.
Right.
It's a good point.
So, let's keep it that way, says Bonvin.
She says, you do realize, I mean, it took me a while to figure it out, but they obviously created this special operations division in order to keep us kind of out of the typical chain of command so that we wouldn't create issues and so that they could safely ignore us. And we're not being good at being safely ignored.
And we're definitely not good at staying out of issues.
No, we are not. She says.
Like, oh, there's a battle over there? Okay, let's go.
Well, people have about 10 more minutes and then we're heading out, she says. Before anybody can figure out how to stop us, she says.
Yep.
Ma'am, you do realize that it's a 30-minute walk to Marine Command Station from here.
It's been 15.
Yeah, well, we still gotta give Crowley time to get back.
We should have paid them extra to take their time.
Crowley's back by this time.
Okay.
Pay them extra to take their time? Yeah.
Take the long route. Here's 5 extra copper. Get some lunch on your way.
It's
Hey,
not
I
entirely.
got a question.
Mm-hmm.
My scabbard of many blades. Is it only blades that it'll hold?
Nope.
Or is it weapons in general?
Weapons in general.
Okay, awesome.
Daz, I do see your question. Is it possible to buy +1 masterwork for these tools? Yes, you've had more than enough time. We've been here for like a week,
Yeah.
right? So yes, you've had time to buy whatever it was you wanted.
I was going to say it's not likely he's in a particular hurry. You notice I chose a dockside runner instead of, one of the marine messengers.
I did notice
Yeah.
that.
Daz, you only pay 75%. The crew of the Voidchaser only pays 75% on the black market.
Ah, nice. There's one of the side benefits of our mutual friendship thingy there. Handy. Is anybody else worried over the fact that a goblin is controlling the black market and the Thieves Guild in this major elven metropolis?
I believe I mentioned something about that last time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see no problem with it, ma'am, says Crowley.
I see no problem.
You wouldn't.
He's neither an elf nor a goblin. Why does he care?
Exactly.
Just because they agreed that the goblins would stay out of the fight doesn't mean they didn't agree. They agreed to not pass on key intel.
It's true.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that they're not going to charge for it.
That's true.
And I did choose a bonded runner, ma'am, not just a, dockside waif.
Yeah.
Well, do people come aboard the ship properly?
Yeah, everyone piles aboard the ship with the most questioning what's going on, basically. Are we off? Or is the war here?
We're going to go do some scouting, she says. Maybe find some targets of opportunity.
Yep, there's a cheer. All right, yells Ruvel, look alive!
Thank you, Bosun. All hands to stations.
Thank you, Bosun.
So I guess it's a beat to quarters.
Not yet. We're not in combat.
No, combat. Just
Yeah.
I'll grab up the semaphore flags and signal to the dock tower. Hey guys, we're leaving. Bye.
Yeah.
Social orders. Gotta go.
Acknowledged. What are they going to do? Say no? And away we go.
Rechange our flagging.
Yeah, that's true. Generic Navy flags or Marine flags.
Yeah,
the royal
before we
family
hit-
flags come down.
Yeah,
Before we
Daz
hit
went and
atmosphere.
reminisced with her old crew. We can cover that off camera sometime if you want,
Yeah.
Daz. Right? And she warned them to go find a nice small port far from the wormhole. Yep. In the meantime, Magpie is buying, like, the spicy food collection in order to taste something.
yeah.
Oh, don't forget they had a dream about a Santa Claus.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, this seems like a good opportunity to take our first break. We normally take it about 7:38, but I don't want to take it when we're underway, so we're going to take a quick bio break now. I smell food and my stomach is growling, so I'm going to go get some. We will be back momentarily, guys.
Sounds.
And we're back. Sorry for the delay, folks. We are going to be calling the game a bit early tonight. People are just really tired. So we're still going for a little bit, but we're going to be quitting in about half an hour by our time, which is about an hour earlier than we typically do. I apologize, but you know, we're here, we're gaming. Yeah, music's pretty good, isn't it? It's by a guy called White Sand. He's a composer, and that is called Adventure Begins. And he has a Patreon. So yeah, there was some really good stuff going on in the chat while we were gone, I noticed. I'll cover the highlights
I have
here.
to lay down, guys. I'm really sick all of a sudden.
Shoot, okay. Well, I'm going to push on for a bit, anyway. But, yeah. Okay, Daz has spider silk rope for her space skid. Yep, stretches like you heard a crew. Get yourselves ready and stand by. Yep. Also had time to complete the skid and added the Spin Dizzy amulet to it. Yep, so you can take it out with you then. So basically make sure the guns are in good shape in case we need an explosive getaway. Yep. So how does invisibility work? Anyone know? Nimmelin needs to design sonar for when the Fomorians get a hold of it. That's Magpie. It's magical, so you know.
I think it has to do with eliminating visible light spectrum, but not the DM.
Generally, but it also works on infrared and ultraviolet. Because remember, in the Toy Soldier Saga universe, we go back to kind of the first edition rules about low light vision versus dark vision, which is to say that Fomorians can see more into the and Slua can see more into the infrared spectrum than humans can, and elves can see more into, and gnomes can see more into the ultraviolet spectrum than humans can. Which is actually really useful if you ever want to prevent a radiation leak, by the way. Hey, that's leaking. They'll be able to see that long before anybody else will. So, yeah, there's 4 booms left for the left in the cache. The mini Polt is being fitted to the skid for easy moving, and so it can be taken on bug suit runs if needed. It's quite clever, actually. But I have prepared poo bomb ammo, says Daz, to have a complete payload. Bosun walks up to the catapult and inspects it, taps Barbarossa on the shoulder. Good work, crew, addressing the others, not just Barbarossa. It's looking good. Now we need to get ready for what's next. Get yourself sorted, guys. Barbarossa responds to Bosun Oleander with a hard salute before removing his red marine jacket and getting down to his white undershirt, black bandana around his neck, black pants and boots before rolling up his sleeves and prepping ammo caches by each catapult with the crew. Ha! See, now there's a man who has read history. Yep, that's exactly it. It's very hot work and very potentially damaging to your uniform jacket, so you take it off. Yeah. I see the Madrimlian suggests a small mast to rig a sail with to the mini Polt. Stop snooping! And heroic boat hook can serve as a mast if need be. Hilarious. Yes, for those who are interested, DM Stretch posted a picture of what he thinks Evolith Oleander looks like. Basically, except he's not blonde, right? He is possibly a mixed she-Nunnehi. That is how Shandar perceived him when he met him in the book, right? He tends to have he has hazel eyes and brown hair. But otherwise, yeah. Looks about right. Wiry muscle, obviously gets lots of sun exposure. Yeah. All right. Barbarossa Blackfinger looks like a gnome version of Charles Vane. All right. I'll check it out. Gotcha. Yep. Same show. I like it. Yeah, Black Sails is a good show. I enjoy it too. Plus, that jacket is more useful for bandages when we get hit by enemy fire. Yep, since gun decks were at the same height on both ships. Yes, they were. Yep. All right, so you guys head out into the void. kind of swing yourselves out around the moon. Now, how do you guys intend to approach? Are you going to try to use things like the, kind of asteroid belt that is near here? Or are, kind of use it to, as, move between it in order to keep yourselves concealed from the enemy, right? If they're nearby, or do you intend to just kind of barrel out in the general trajectory along the ecliptic from where you believe they'll come from the wormhole? Or do you have a different plan altogether?
Well, maybe we would kind of like muck up our look and look like a, elven tramp freighter more than a warship, and just kind of wander around out there and see if we couldn't attract some attention. Like I said, we're pretty fast. We can run away from most things if we have to, but if we can lure in a, undercautious frigate or corvette or something like that, then sure, why not? That was kind of my idea.
Okay, so
Or
mark
my
up how.
suggestion.
Like, what's your thought about that?
Just pull down the Elven Navy flag, just put up a normal flag of uh,
Trader flag of some kind.
or just the national flag for not Evergleam. What's the other one? The city where we just were.
Well, that is where we just were, Evergleam,
Yeah.
not Glimmerfell. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So Evergleam, not the flag of Glimmerfell. Kind of throw some stuff over the catapults and stuff, so it doesn't look like we're as heavily armed as we are. Basically make ourselves look a little sloppier, not so fit and trim.
Right.
Stuff like that. Just make ourselves look more like a merchant ship than a navy ship, and something that might still be wandering around out here and hadn't gotten the word.
Yeah, it could be done. Yeah, Celine thinks that's an excellent idea. Unless somebody else has a different plan that they want to argue about, she'll acknowledge that and give the order to follow through. Let's make this look, like we're not a bunch of Navy people, Marines, and of course that means taking off the uniform jackets. They're pretty distinctive.
Take off jackets and take some vines and maybe use them on the railing to help disguise things a little. Throw them out over the railings.
Sure.
Crowley says, Captain, I have an idea.
Okay.
Almost like a clamshell idea. If we built a square framework that just encased the catapults and had the opening seam be right at the center, the middle, and it pulled out to the sides, the casing would just look like a crate. Now, if we want it to be lightweight, we just build it as a frame of a crate without the sides and walls in it and tack on sailcloth. So when the two sides are pulled apart, it opens as a clamshell would, exposing the catapult.
That's a good idea.
Before that, it would just look like tarped crates.
Do you have the engineering skills to make that happen, Crowley, or are you just suggesting?
It was just a thought that came to mind.
Okay.
I'm sure there's people with better engineering skills than myself.
Mr. Blackfinger, I believe you're an engineer, are you not? What do you think of Ensign Crowley's idea? And feel free to speak freely. Yep, Daz suggests making a proper amber port flag looking like something else. I don't know. Amberport, remind me where Amberport is. Is it an elven city? Because this is distinctly an elven ship. It can't be hidden as anything else. It could be a merchant ship, but it is an elven ship. Right? Quill will help to see weird angles. Yes, that's a good idea. Have Quill and Karak and Lafather look around at different angles of the ship and see if anything, that we wouldn't have thought of doesn't pass inspection. Stretch grabs a few crew to make the deck look a little messy and less organized, not so neat and military looking. That's a good idea. Yes, look lubberly, as they would have said, Master and Commander. Daz asked Nimlin to play tic-tac-toe with paint just over the railing on the sides of the ship. Well, that'll mark it up. Barbarossa says we could throw some empty crates on the deck and some old loose ropes, which could draw away some eyes. Yep. Good idea.
Von Vin adds to the next ship supply list blank
Right.
flags.
What flags?
Blank ones.
Blank flags. Okay.
Yeah, so we can color them to whatever we need for disguise. Sorry.
Right.
So we can color them to whatever we need for disguises, because we seem to be doing this a lot.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's make it look like an Amberport flag. That's a good idea. They might mistake us as something else. Good thinking, Dazzlecat. Let's do it. Bosun is also on that, having some experience with it. Myself and Barbarossa can work on that if you wish, sir. Absolutely, says Celine. Thank you, Bosun. Good idea. Magpie says, sorry, I have an equal fear and obsession with being devoured by the void, rather not tempt fate. Yeah.
I believe this pencil you can use right there, but it's got to go back right there.
Yeah.
A little more farther over. The other table.
I can be a noble. I got the dress and a limp. It's a good point. It's actually a human city, but there are several elven trading companies there. Yep, that makes sense. Go for it. I think that's an excellent idea. Let's do up an Amberport flag. Perhaps they'll leave us alone entirely. Barbarossa says, as for Crowley's plan, that could work if we can get enough hands to make it possible. Well, I see a bunch of people who are currently idle, she says. On it, says the bosun. Excellent. Oh, Magpie could look hostagey. Yeah, I don't think that's quite what we need, she says to Nimlin, but I do appreciate the thought. She says, I promise that as soon as we have an opportunity, we will look into seeing if we can do anything about the nerve damage or whatever it is, she says.
Arian goes down to his cabin and comes back up and hands the Selena tube.
What is it?
It's the Wave-Chasers flag, ma'am.
Ah, good idea.
I kept it.
Clever, she says. They're almost certain to not recognize that, are they?
We're going to fly under a false flag. We might as well go whole hog and go pirate.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum, she says. Not a bad idea. Let's do it. Yep. I'm glad you kept it. Good thinking. Let's fly the Wave Chaser flag. Barbarossa says one more thing. If we want to make the ship look less fierce, we can throw some cloths over the gun holes to make them look like curtains. Quick enough to tear down when the fighting starts and light enough to hide anything. Actually, that's an excellent idea, says Celine. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure we have some good quality silk around here somewhere. Let's get it and make it look like we're a bit of a luxury liner instead of a pirate. That's a good idea.
Arian sighs and rolls the flag back up and puts back in the tube and takes back down to his cabin and puts back in his
She grins
stash.
at him. He really wants to be a pirate. He just has too much nobility to do it, she says, confident, into like a stage whisper almost to the rest of the officers. So should I put on the dress? Yes, that's a good idea. You know, most of us have some rather nice clothing. Let's put on some nice but practical clothing, she says, so that we can look like the effete nobles that we, well, would actually be if we weren't in the Marines, she says. Yep. Arian sighs even more at this because he has to put on, like, itchy lace and shit.
Actually, he'll go put on his Nunahi war clothes.
There you go.
Play up the, how me big chief.
Cool. Yeah, the dress is in crew chat somewhere, actually. Cool. Yep. Absolutely, you should put on the dress. Celine is going to put on some of her, nicer kind of travel clothes that she wore, before she was always a Marine. So, if Olaf gets work done, then requests permission to head to quarters to have a wash and dress a little smarter. Permission granted, she says. Good work, Bosun. This looks excellent, she says. Yeah, so you guys, make the ship look a little bit more lubberly, but fancier, which would actually explain why it's so nice and clean and everything like that. But still, the deck would be messy, so, because,
Nobles.
yeah, they're
Put
not,
on the
they're
put
not,
on the court
go ahead.
put on the court druid robe, you know.
There you go.
So I have a question. Do we actually have like a gun deck with gun ports? Is that like where our ballista are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrap a large smock around myself, says Nimlin, and help paint some frivolity on the ship. Yep, bright colors, not the precise marine look, but more, look like elven ships are really nice, right? They're sleek, they're fast, if you're an elf, they tend to be really comfortable, right? Even among the Navy, they tend to be, right? So making it look like, sort of a luxury cruise might not be a bad idea. Yeah, lots of gold paint. Yep, you guys prettify and lubberize the ship. Yeah.
But Drumley skulkifies himself.
Skulkifies? Gotcha. Yeah, Daz is worried about her common clothes with hidden pockets and sheaths. Celine says somebody has to pretend to be a sailor. She says to her, it's fine. Daz grabs Rando the elf to do the tic-tac on the sides. Yeah, after a little time, Bosun comes back on deck looking very much different. Clean face, no dirt, hair done, and his clothes, well, damn, looking very smart indeed. Think Gucci casual suit or the equivalent in this time. Yes, so very nicely done up with a, cravat and, probably velvet and, yep. Yeah, one last thing, says Barbarossa, we might want to dye our sails since a lot of times Navy masts were a distinct color compared to common vessels. That's a good idea.
It's amazing what prestidigitation can do.
I don't think it will do that much. There's a lot of sail. Side eyes crew, says Stretch, not a damn word. No bosun, not a word. I set an easel out with painting supplies. Anyone got a posh chair and a parasol? Yeah. With a smile and a wry grin, says Evil. Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah. Celine doesn't have a parasol, but I bet we could bring up a nice chair from the lounge. Yeah.
We do have a parasol. It is in the hold with the stuff for the nice little crossing the void ceremony.
Ah. No, we don't use that stuff for anything but crossing the stars ceremony. That would be
Sacrilegious?
yes. Yes, it would, she says. Yeah. Barbarossa says, I used to break up old ships. You begin to notice a few things when you see them all the time. You know, actually, I hadn't even thought of that, she says to Barbarossa, but you're right. They do have a distinct look. Let's make them not look like that. Agreed.
Remember that we do have Gus. So Gus can help make things look different.
I could move things around a bit, says Gus. Yeah, he sprouts some leaves where there haven't been any before, and, you know. What kind of tree was he again? I forgot.
I think he was like a cedar or an oak.
I thought he was a cedar.
He's a cedar tree? Yeah, okay. So he strategically arranges some drapey branches over the deck to provide shelter. You know? Make it look like an awning, you know what I mean?
Prestidigitation can color 1 cube foot per round.
Is that like magical dye? Like it's
Yeah.
permanent? Oh, well, alright then. Maybe you do have enough magical energy to do it. Yeah, the bosun says, orders crew, no saluting or any military displays of behavior. No, sir, they say immediately and then stop themselves because habits die hard. Or no bosun, and then they go, oh, you know, their hands get about here, and then they're like...
Sadly, it says it only persists for an hour.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, get some people playing instruments. That's also a good idea. Ooh, we are the hippie ship. Awesome systems. Yep. Yeah, Barbarossa says we could also... Oh, wait. Do we have a figurehead? I'm sure we do. Figureheads have... well, not only significance to the sailors, but can genuinely have magical powers in this universe. So... yeah, instead of coloring the whole sail, says Daz, Presti an image on the sail. That's actually a good idea. But, yeah, no, I think we're going to have to dye them, and that's fine. Well, some good ideas here, guys. Alright, so then... figureheads are also usually designed by rank of ship, says Barbarossa. Yep, some good sailors can tell an old Navy ship just by the figurehead. They are very distinct. Yes, so we'll have to cover that up. Or disguise it in some way. Of course, the thing is that from a distance, it's very hard to make out the figurehead, right? You guys are talking some pretty extensive distances when you're initially going to sight each other. Magpie says, Nimblin wishes she had prestidigitation. Hey, Quill, can I put in a request of management? Sure, why not, he says. Ties black figures to the figurehead? What? Is that in-game?
It was a... No.
Okay.
I mean, it was a joke because it's Sparkles who was saying that they need to change the figurehead, right?
Yeah.
And Sparkles' character is Barbarossa Blackfingers.
Yep. Shit. Dad says tiki grass skirt and shell bra will work on the figure. Yeah, could use magic to blur the figurehead. That way, even at a distance, it'd make it hard to see. Stretch says we're in space. Just have our ship a bit lower so the angle blocks the view of the figurehead. Yeah, exactly. When approaching, make sure you approach below their line of their gravity well. And then once they see it, it'll be too late because that's when all the cloth comes off the siege weaponry and you guys open fire. My favorite part. And run up the pirate flag after all. Yep. Or we could do an NCC Enterprise B move, come right up underneath. Yeah, we could. Yeah, just because this has the feel of space or feel of the ocean doesn't mean that it isn't actually space. You know, kind of like how Arian has just invented in the last game, which is something which is about to be known as the Stitches move. The Stitches maneuver, which I refer to in Book 3. Barbarossa says, I didn't lose my privateer's license for nothing. I am very good at the guns. Barbarossa, she nods. Is that how you ended up with us, Barbarossa? Forget it. Forget I asked. It's all right. I'm not legally liable to say, and it really is none of my business, actually, she says. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm sorry that we have seemed to have consigned you to the kitchen when you clearly are much better suited among gun crew. You're officially reassigned, she says. I think you can handle him, can't you, Bosun? Nimlin sings not badly this time. You never see me coming, you never see. I don't know what song this is, Filking, that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done in by the time it hits you, your last surprise. Daz snickers at Barbarossa, maker of finger sandwiches. Barbarossa gives a toothy grin as he rubs a little gunpowder in his teeth for the pain and shakes. I like Barbarossa as a character. He's cool. He's cool. Okay, are there any more preparations that people are going to make? Because we are almost at 8 o'clock now. No, okay, then in that case we will leave it there until next time, guys. I like your idea. I'm sorry it's a short game tonight, and I'm sorry it was a little draggy at first. A fake fancy collar on Quill, gotcha Magpie. Barbarossa says, just to let you guys know that was a thing. Yeah, I know, actually. Yeah, but you're right, maybe other people don't, right? Gunpowder was believed to help with jaw pain and what was believed to be hand shakiness. Yeah. Yeah, gunpowder was believed to be good for a lot of things, points out Rowan, which is true. So was kerosene. Yeah. Why use gunpowder when you can sell your feelings to the void, says Nimblin. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, I think we're going to call it there, gang. Yeah, I did that once and didn't get my feelings worth, says Barbarossa. Okay, I understand there's going to be a group chat afterwards for the chat crew. I would love to come and hang out, except that I have a previous commitment that I said I was going to do after the game, so I will be doing that instead. But if anything important happens, record it for me, okay, guys? And Raid Coffee, they just went live. That's very good timing. Cool. All right. Once again, sorry about the short game. We will be back next week at our usual time and at our usual length, unless people tell me at least a good 2 hours prior to the game that they are not up to it. Because that's kind of like my deadline, guys. And yes, I'm admonishing my players here, right? It's cool if you're not up to it, right? I just need to know 2 hours in advance so I have time to notify people. That's all, right? I actually had fun despite the short game. I hope you guys did too.
Yeah, it was good.
Sorry it's so short again.
I had fun.
Cool. Yeah, all right. We will be back at a regular time next week. As for the rest of streaming, Monday is our day off. Tuesday, there will be 2, not 1, but 2 different streams for those of you who are, aware of what's going on. Aaron will be on at his usual time for Ask an Old GM. That will be 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC and in the UK, and that's 7 o'clock in the morning Australian Eastern Time on Wednesday. I am going to be starting an evening writing stream on Tuesdays. I've kind of had to change my stream schedule for those of you who do follow me for writing and whatnot, right? It will be a Diane actually writes stream, so the intention is writing sprints, no showcases. It will run from 5 p.m. Pacific to 8 p.m. Pacific, so that would be 5 p.m. Pacific time, start time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Add 8 hours brain, so 1 o'clock in the morning, I guess that is UTC. Do I have that right? Yes, because 8 hours later. And 5 add 5 hours, so 10 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday morning for those of you in Australian Eastern Time. So maybe I'll actually see some Aussies. That'd be nice. Yeah, and I'm going to try that out for December and see what people think. All right. Toy Soldiers Old School is game mastered by Diane Morrison and also created by Diane Morrison. Audio and visual provided by Zoom. Sound effects and ambience provided by Sirenscape. Character images provided by Hero Forge. Music provided by White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Mapping software provided by a Campaign Cartographer 3+, World Spinner, and Ink Carnet with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Gaming software provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com. And the Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. I had a great time. The chat crew was in top form. I really enjoyed it. And I love the ideas going on here. I can't wait to see what happens in Aaron's subplot that he's planning. In the meantime, we're going to go raid Coffee Quills. When you get there, do not forget to shout "Prepare to be boarded," because we are the Sable's Privateers. Have a good time zone wherever you are, guys. And we'll see you next time.